really curious how you think about meetings and making them productive, and how we think about the content that we're going to talk about, and how to run an effective meeting, all that kind of stuff. How does this come up in your, sort of weekly, monthly, cadence? How do you think about meetings and making them productive?
Oh boy. Well, first I look at my calendar every Sunday and I remove as many meetings as possible from it. Is this both urgent and important? And is it absolutely critical that I attend this meeting? And if the answer is no to 2 out of those 3 questions, the meeting goes away. I won't attend, but I'll give reason as to why. And it also depends, of course, on who's hosting it. If my boss has asked me to be at a meeting, I'm going to be at the meeting. But I'll also provide some constructive feedback if I do think the meeting was boring or really didn't move the needle. So with that, I'll always include an agenda, or at least as often as possible. And that agenda will be very brief, no more than 3 points. If I have an agenda of 9, 10 items, what do you think the recipient of that invite is going to think when they're reading Ralph's agenda of 10 things that he wants to discuss? I mean,
Holy
what a
shit.
yawn fest. Dude, can you just record a video and send us you talking about it and any action items you have of me? Otherwise, I don't want to do this. Secondly, I'll do my best to not facilitate. I won't be the host of the meeting if I don't have to. I'm a big fan of creating leaders. So I'll delegate to someone on the team and I'll have them run the meeting. I'll be very clear with what the blueprint is and what the desired outcome of the meeting is, but let somebody else run the meeting. Plus, it gives them a chance to polish their chops on presentation skills. You got to learn how to present to small groups, large groups, online, offline. So if there's an opportunity for one of the reps to host our meeting and MC it, if you will, then I'll give them that opportunity. Third is I'll try to cut that meeting time in half. If it's a 30-minute meeting, I'll make it 16 minutes or 18 minutes or 12 minutes. And I'll say, and we'll just leave a little cushion of like maybe 4 to 5 minutes if it spills over or people have questions. Now, people already know that you're being respectful of their time. You're not going to take the whole 30 minutes and then spill into the next call where people are all late for their next calls. Because going back to high standards, if you are on time, you are late. So I don't want anybody on my team to come stumbling into their next call 2-3 minutes later, like, oh yeah, we just got off a team meeting with Ralph. Well, obviously Ralph isn't being mindful of, my meeting. So you're late now for my meeting. And it's a total disruption. So I make sure that is paid attention to. And then lastly, I always turn, if I am hosting a meeting, I always turn my energy level up 2 to 3 notches. So the way you and I are talking to one another right now, Jay, it's just you and me one-on-one. If you were one of 50 on a Zoom call, I'd go, hey, how's it going? What is going on today? How's the energy level? Let's see a thumbs up. People turn on the cameras. I just need a big smile. Let's see what's going on. Anybody miserable, having a crummy day? Let's get that out now. Otherwise, we don't have a lot of time here and we've got a lot to cover and we're going to be very succinct with today's meeting so that we can leave room for people who want to unmute and chime in. How does that sound? Are we ready to rock and roll? Let's get to it. And just naturally, people listening to that, their energy level will lift as well. So I would encourage anybody hosting a meeting, just do everything in your power and control to not make it boring. And it usually starts with your tone and your attitude and your approach to the meeting as the host. Come on,